Good morning from Wonder Worker Farms. Well, this morning, this fine Saturday morning that we have been blessed with, we got a number of projects we want to try to tackle today. Probably the most important of them is to go over and clean up around the outside of the little house and try to get an assessment of where things are at. We haven't had a lot of time to work with the little house yet. But today we're going to go and clear brush and do some weed whipping and try to push back the jungle that is growing up around here. So that's one of our tasks for today. So this morning our weapon of choice is going to be our Echo weed whipper to start with. We've had this weed whip now since about 2016. And it's made multiple moves with us, and it has countless hours on it. It is the SRM 2620 model. It's kind of one of their midline models. And we've always been careful about what fuel to put in it. Started out with the 40-to-1 mix and ended up going to the 50-to-1. I feel like it doesn't fall out as many plugs that way. So this thing's been a trooper. I was a little skeptical about Echo to begin with. The place where we ended up buying it, our neighbor's son had worked there and he kind of talked me into it. I was really looking for a still. The still brand is probably the top notch, the Cadillacs of anything they make. But this little Echo has done a lot of work. Initially ran a blade on it to cut brush with it. And back in Florida when we lived in Holt, we were running a fence, and I used that to cut in about 8 acres of fencing. And that thing held up, and it's continued to hold up. I've had very good luck with it. And so today we're gonna ask some more out of her and start to get to work around this little house. So the little house just sets off to the south of the main house. You can see through the jungle there. Of course, that's the main driveway over there. Fortunately, we had our mower break. Ethan was doing some mowing a couple days ago, and the spindle housing for the blade and pulley system cracked. I ordered a new one. Hopefully it'll be here by Monday so we can start knocking down some of this grass. But here's a little house. You can see like the main house, it's been neglected as well. They tried to do some work on the inside, and they did some rewiring, some other stuff, put in some cabinets. But unfortunately the owner, Mr. Bartlett, had passed away before he had finished that work. On this end of the little house, that's the main door there, you can see there's where siding is missing. This used to be just kind of an overhang where you could park a car. A sort of typical little ranch, southern house fashion. Of course, any of us who grew up north would know that we don't do overhangs, we do garages. We also do basements too, and I'm not sure why there's not more basements down in the south, because basements are really handy for a lot of reasons. I had the roofer out. He was finishing up the main house. I had him come over and take a look. And it appears that this roof was installed not that long ago. And he went up and checked everything out. He says it looks good, it's installed fairly well. No major issues from his perspective. We did notice from the inside that there is some damaged roofing boards that we'll probably have to have him come out and remove the metal siding and replace the underneath the plywood and some of the other things. You hear Chewy barking in the background. You see, like, there is just nothing but jungle out here. Apparently it's been that way for a little while because we got this little sweet gum tree. It's about 6 inches in diameter, so that means it's been growing there for a while. And all these briars, and it looks like probably blackberries growing back here. So our goal today is to take this on, clear it out. I'm gonna have to break the chainsaw out to make that happen. See if I can go around the other side. And like the other side of the house and the other side of the property, there is just junk everywhere. This old propane tank. It's all rusted out. It's like at some point somebody tried to put a flower bed in. It too get removed. They did a lot of other stuff too. A lot of burned trash piles around. Again, that's what we got so many dumpsters for. But they had quite a few of these big trees come down over the years too. And they just come down and push them aside. Not sure what else there could be done with it. So this is the south side of the house over here. The main porch. See if I can come back here. A lot of elderberry here. It's kind of neat. You see it growing out on the roads and the fence rows and stuff. So here's the other side. Apparently they had an outdoor fireplace or something to that effect. Removed part of it, and we'll probably go ahead and remove the rest of it. It's causing some problems. Here's our new service meter that they put up. And they actually have the AT&T here, so maybe they've got internet ready. You can see the unrelenting jungle on this side of the house. Little propane tank there. That looks sketchy. Huh. Said I haven't really spent a lot of time over here, so I don't really know what's going on. Oh, there's the old AC unit. Yeah, that's going to have to be addressed as well. I knew that was going to be an issue. It would be the heat and the AC, the HVAC system on this house as well. It is jungle over here. There's that little tank again. This is looking to the east. See the pond. It's remnants of an old building. I was told they had a big tree come down. It landed on the house, so I'm guessing that's probably why they had the new roof installed. Looks like they took out the shed here, or whatever this is. All right, well. It is time probably to get to work. I'm gonna grab my weed whip and start knocking down the little brush, and then probably break out the chainsaw before it gets too hot out here. It is Mississippi weather. Humidity's already up there. All right, let's get at her. Well, good evening from Wonderworker Farms. Been a long day. We've been cutting brush and doing a lot of different things. Here's a video of the little house with the brush removed. Generally speaking, I have a scorched earth policy concerning clearing brush, but I did keep whatever kind of bush that is. I'm not sure, but looks like it was intentionally planted and it's not really affecting the house, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. But we can finally see the full of the house. Cleared a lot of brush today. There's a lot of young stuff growing up. A lot of water oaks that had sprouted up near the house. Had to go in and break the chainsaw out and cut them out. You can see they had started to remodel this. And this part of the house right here was actually a sort of a covered garage. And they walled it up and put some windows in it, and the intention to turn it into a fourth bedroom, I believe. Here's around this side. Again, there's that outdoor fireplace, chimney, I'm not sure, but I've decided it's coming down. It is not original to the house. It's got a different colored brick. and it's not tied in either. And you see there's damage to it, so it's going to come out. We found out with the other chimney on the other house that it was improperly constructed, and I'm guessing this one is probably similar. And what was not done correctly was they did not put a clay flue in it to prevent the brick from cracking under the heat. And there was a number of bricks that had been removed from the top part that had cracked from heat. And again, they are very lucky they didn't get a chimney fire or subsequently a house fire because of that inappropriate construction. So it was good on us. We had decided to remove that chimney on the other house because we're going to put a set of French doors in there. And I think it was a little suspect in my mind, but I didn't quite know. Here's the back side. Lo and behold, we found the lowly old little AC unit. And the roofer had taken a look at the roof already, and he said the sheet metal and stuff is not that old. Just a few years old. Seems to be constructed fairly well. Found this out here too, cleared around this. Not sure what I'm going to do with this just yet. Generally speaking, we're not going to use a lot of LP gas in the house, either one of these houses. They were both set up to have gas furnaces and then gas appliance stoves and a water heater. We only retained the gas in the other house with the tankless water heater, and then we're switching over to electric heat pumps and everything else so that we minimize our use of LP gas. Not that there's a problem with LP gas necessarily, it works very well. But when you have a family my size and you have a gas stove that runs LP, we have a tendency to burn through a lot of gas in cooking. And so from an economic perspective, it just makes sense for us to not use LP gas for our cooking. Our intention down the road was to use the fireplace or the chimney system and put in a wood kitchen stove, and then use the ample amount of wood we have available on the property to fire that stove up and use that for our main source of cooking, and then use the electric as the backup or as needed. That's still it's still a thought. We still can add in a new chimney system for that kind of stove. In fact, it probably won't take very much to do that. So it's consideration. It's my first time really getting a good look at the little house now that we cleared all the brush. And the little house has grown on me significantly. You know, I think there's not a lot of work to do on the outside to get her buttoned up. I think we're going to go ahead, when we have the windows replaced on the other house, to go ahead and have these removed and have new ones installed that match the other ones, and then maybe we can get a better cost break on them. And then we'll have Gustavo come back out and fix. There is some sheeting that needs to be fixed. So he'll pull the sheeting off, do some underlayment on the roof, and then replace the sheet metal back up there. And then he's going to go and, like in the other house, clean up the soffits, replace wood, and then go ahead and paint the soffits. We may have some additional things done here. I'm not sure what this end wall or either end wall is made of or constructed of. If that's just plywood up there, we may go ahead and have them put some wood siding up there, and then we can go ahead and paint that as well. But I'm excited. This little house has grown on me quite a bit. The inside, you know, it's going to need a little bit of work too, but I think at the end, you know, I think William is definitely going to move in here once we get her set up. Maybe one of the other kids too. Well, that's all we've got going on today. We've had quite a bit to do, quite a bit more to do. But thank God, it was a great day. And many blessings have come by His hand. Give thanks for this opportunity to have this property and to work on it. And to have it as my little slice of heaven here on earth. Well, thank you all. God bless you, and have a good night.